remarkable. The treasures of Culm. They are more beautiful than I remember. This is truly an achievement. One that will shape the days to come, I promise you. You will have it, as you deserve something equal to the great service you have done me and the refugees. I have acquired many tools and weapons during this long journey west. I have set them aside to use in constructing New Culm, but I now offer them to you. You are welcome to one item from my private hoard as thanks. Erlich will accompany you, of course. His spear may come in handy along the way. Goodbye.
Well, here we are. It's time to get started. And by that I mean I'm supposed to kill you, here, away from the eyes of the refugees. As you've probably guessed, there is no reward. There never was. Kras is probably halfway to Rathir by now. Never trust nobles, my friend. Even false ones. Now, I'm not in the mood for killing at the moment, but orders are orders. I know he lies. That's why we get along so well.
Yes? I have a moment I can... spare for you. Stay safe. Well met. You've come to Nareen Farm. What's left of it, that is. Here we are after years away, and it's as if, well, as if the Earth's forgotten us. Without some kind of miracle, it's no farm at all. Mind you, I'm well aware that's just how Tyrion's Rest wants it. Look at it, laid out before you. How many nights that we've been lonesome wanderers have I dreamed of seeing this again, and now, at last, we've returned. To think we once called them friends and neighbors. Am I right, Auric? When the war came and burned our farm, they turned their backs on the likes of us. Oh, he's a bit quiet, I know, but he's the man for me. Wouldn't have no other. Me and Auric here have come back to farm our land. We've been many years away, endured many a trial and hardship to return. That, or it's forgotten how to be a farm. We'll have no choice but to leave, unless some miracle comes, and why, Auric dear, we'd clean forgot the paling wand. Oh, but it's deep in the hollow, and the Adaris Hollow's not safe at all. Well, if the stories are true, Auric's granddad used it to tame this high land and make crops grow. He'd always say how he had to return it to the hollow, so the hollow's magic could fill it up again. Our seeds don't take, or they turn into other plants. The weeds grow monstrous, and the tilled earth wanders out of planted rows. It's hopeless. You would? There are all sorts of wild fae in there. Oh, but that wand would save us. Adaris Hollow's due south, just below the bluff. If you can bring the wand to us, I don't know how we'll thank you. Let us hope it is, or we'll have no choice but to leave once more. Well, you'll find the hollow due south, and the slope down from the bluff. So long.
So you're really going for the wand? I'd go myself, if I was 10 years younger, and wasn't scared witless of Fey Hollows. Me and my Cerebel have wandered far and wide, driven off by the war, driven back by rogues and scoundrels. Lyria guide you there and safe on back again.
For 500 summers, autumns, winters, and springs, the blossoms on my pearl tree bloomed ceaselessly and wantonly and fair. Why today have they fallen like tears? A dark doubt whispers, these flowers will not come again.
For truly, my children, we are loved and blessed by Lyria. Lyria, goddess of fate, who holds the cards
Lyria,
that spell
guide
our
and protect
mortal
you.
lives. Those she holds dear
Lyria's
prosper and
light be
thrive,
upon you.
yet the strong and the proud fall beneath her displeasure.
Hello.
Greetings, traveler. I am the mayor of this village, its priestess, and its guiding light. Now tell me, child, are you also a follower of the goddess Lyria? Well, at least you are one of us. Welcome to Tyrann's Rest, Alfar. If you seek healing, I can aid you. The doors of our inn, trader, locksmith, and sanctuary are all gladly open to the weary traveler. We must do what we can for our Alfar soldiers across the water. Mayra, our innkeep, takes donations for the cause. Why, Lyria is goddess of magic in our people. You should know that. Come pray in the morning in my sanctuary. Learn your own faith. Our village is a lesson in Lyria's blessings. Take the two villages, Tiran's Rest and Culm. When the Tuathas struck this land, which stood strong? That which loved Lyria most. You may visit its ruins on the coast. They are a testament to what befall all who displease my Lady of Fate. Aethiof's daughter and the others who went to resettle there showed great ignorance as to the finality of her will. When the war brought Fae to our doors, there was but one righteous Almain, our own Aethiof. That is why we welcomed him and his willful daughter to our home. In the 10 years since war swept across these plains, I have guided this village by Lyria's light and by the wisdom of her teachings. I was a humble student of faith when I heard the call. It was so keen and clear. I left the temple that day to serve my people as I could. Bless you.
The Norreens are back. They shouldn't have come.
Please, can't you help? I need someone to travel to the Tawili coast. It's my daughter. I'm a merchant, originally of Culm, and I have seen my share of grief. It's the land that lies along the western edge of the Forian Strait. The coast bore the brunt of the Tuatha invasion 10 years ago. The village stood alone along the Tawili coast, overlooking the sea. It was one of the first places to fall when the Tuatha invaded. Culm has been abandoned for years, and it's a place best forgotten. Anella was determined to rebuild it, though. This is my adopted home. The people have been good to me here. But there is no use talking to them of certain things. I gave up trying long ago. Anella led a group of refugees to the town of Culm. I warned her not to go, but she's always been a strong-willed girl. I should have heard from her by now, and the caravanners say that bands of Tuatha have landed on the coast. If anything happened to Anella, I don't know what I'd do. Please, help me. It's been 10 years since we drove the Tuatha from these lands, and still the refugees are living in tents on the Forsaken Plain. They've talked of resettling Culm. Anella took up their cause and agreed to lead them there. You will? At last! Mitharu bless you, friend. Anella led the refugees to the ruins of Culm on the Tawili coast. Look for her there. If she's hurt, bring her back safely. If she's dead... I know what Culm meant to her. She was just a child when we fled. But this is folly. Even though the Tuatha army is held inside Cluricon, small groups can sneak through the mountains and across the water. It's happened before. If the rumors are true, Anella and the refugees will be right in the path of any raiders. The ruins lie south of Rathia and the old battleground. If there's trouble, the settlers may have hidden, possibly in the village. Please, find my daughter.
know you're in here. Somewhere.
Somebody there. Thank goodness, they're gone. I see I have you to thank. You and my clever hiding place. Can't imagine what those churls were after. They kept barking on about the war sworn this and kill me that. But now tell me, what can I do to repay you? A brief lesson in the art of locks, perhaps? My thanks for dispatching those intruders. You have done me a good turn, Warsworn. Therefore, I am more than happy to share some of my considerable wisdom in the art of locks with you. One of my finest ideas. I built it precisely for times like these. Louts and fools! I can see they wanted blood, so I dove for my hiding place. And not a moment too soon. What? Do you mean it didn't work? This is one of my greatest achievements. I recreated that ancient marvel perfectly. I promised that pledge shield. Finnan, that was her name. I promised her. Surely she had permission, yes? She swore to me. Oh, I see. The original. Truly an ancient wonder. Surely the combined work of war-sworn craftsmen and luminaries of the Scholia Arcana. For Pledge Shield Finnan, yes. Now, if you will see yourself out, I have a mess to clean up.
Oh, why, hello. Welcome to Brad and Sergrin. What brings the likes of you to our peaceful little town? If it's trade, Aethiof and I are more than happy to have your business. My business partner, poor fellow. He's lost so much to the coast. Now his own daughter's gone back there. It'd be a risky venture to say it will end well. Trade is good. Not what you'll find in Rathir, to be sure. But please, have a look for yourself. Just an old merchant, enjoying a comfortable life in the countryside, although trade has been rather slow lately. We buried our things during the war. I left something I love, but with all the danger there, I won't go wading back. The priestess is quite a boon to our community. I don't know if we'd be so prosperous without her guidance. Oh yes, Lyria's blessing, our priestess calls it. We have good trade, good health, no violence, no crime. Why, not a soul's been thrown in the... Ah, Gwastel, you old fool. You never did know when to keep your mouth shut. Now listen here. If I so much as breathe a word of the prisoner, Priestess Coralon will... Oh, but there I've gone again. Please, not a word of this to anyone. I've said more than I should already. They'll be angry with me if they find out. Please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. I've gone and run on at the mouth again. Tyrion's Rest is a lovely place, and what's done is done, and locked away and forgotten. Come again.
Welcome to Tyrion's Rest.
Lyria guide and protect you.
First, the Peril Tree. Then the shapes of trees and heads and hawks, made by the white caps of the waves before they crashed. Then 1,000 other wonders in my lands have faded, failed, and fallen still. All I know and love is slipping from my grasp. watch the last of life flow from my lap? Will I stand still as stone while the essence of its beauty drains away? No. Like Issa girding armor against Own, I, Mihari, will wrestle with the sinking sun, if that is what it takes to keep my land.
You look like you've been in some tight spots. There's a bounty out on a damn set of deserters. What do you say? Look at it. Scarred and singed as a blacksmith's hand. That is what you get from war. A fact of life. There are cowards and lying rogues, and that's that. But when they up and run with things of value, that's another thing altogether. You're sure there are Tuatha here in Tuili? It has happened before. Maybe they'll meet some of my good-for-nothing runaways and give them a thrashing. Haven't you been? You can feel something in you begin to rot the moment you set foot over there. At least I did. I did 5 years in Cluricon. Then I got this post back here, seeing fresh recruits trained and off to war. 5 full crew of fresh recruits had the gall to get fully equipped on our gold coin before they up and ran. The turntails, arms, and armor we can do without. But I'm afraid we also gave each crew a bottle of bog staunch. That's what I need recovered. Cure for a sickness that strikes some the moment they enter Cluricon. Devilish hard to make. We can't have fool deserters running off with any. I thought you looked the sort. The fools are run off down the coast. They'll be hiding here and there where they can, I imagine. There are things in the air in Cluricon. It doesn't strike everyone, but some get awfully sick their first days there. Bog staunch gets them through it, so we pack a jug with every crew we send over there. They'll be up and down the Tuili coast, I think, hiding where they damn well can.
You haven't got both signed. You can't have just one.
I should have been there yesterday. And now you're saying 2 more days.
You haven't got both signed. You can't have just one.
All right, all right. Just how must this be?
10 years. This siege has gone on too long.
Pleasant evening.
Greetings, brother.
Mind your step.
Well, who can I send? I have all these notices and no courier. Fine. You look capable. Stern in the brow, proud of bearing. You are just what we need to deliver these notices. You'll do it, won't you? You've got to do better than the last fellow. There's pay. It's for the war effort. We're in Rathir. This is the war effort. How do you think we get a steady flow of soldiers into Cluricon? You've got to be organized, and everyone's got to pitch in. Went and broke his little leg. Oh, Lunala's tears. Hasn't a notion of how important our work is. No sense of the bigger picture. I'm the chief of recruitment, and don't think I've got time to go around handing out notices. Those notices are only the beginning. Notices of duty to denizens of Rathir selected to serve. The work can be hard, and you've got to, well, look the part. I'll give you a list of names, and you get each of them to accept their card. Easy as that. Well, what do you say? Will you do it? What I need are boots on the ground in Cluricon. I shouldn't say this, but if anyone can't or won't accept the notice, find someone else. Or make them. Whatever you need to do. Take these cards, deliver them to Runir Wesnan, Maywin Wyvern Gif, Aefendel, and Varen Seawine. Almain? Odd. All can be found in Rathir, and I can be found in the officers' hall on the burn when you're finished. You can't fight a war without soldiers. True, we contract the Warsworn and volunteers arrive daily, but it's not always enough. Citizens of Rathir are selected on... Well, the process is secret. Even I don't know how. They're selected, a notice is sent, and they serve. The names are Runir Wesnan, Maywin Wyvern Gif. Now, be on your way.
Be on your way.
Please, find Selny. Tell her we betrayed. The lower tunnels. Go. Tell Selny. No one else. Betrayed.
Step up. See what I have to sell. It's my brothers that ply the seas and bring me goods to trade. When I tire of Rathir, I'll wait till they return and back upon the foam. Not a bad sight from the bow of your ship, although I've never become accustomed to the strange ways of these southern Alfar. The goods here you'll not find the likes of anywhere else, not without braving the raging seas, at least. Darkelfar, or whatever you like to call them, like and unlike to their sisters in the north. Loselfar, that is. Aye.
You? How in the... Erlek, that turncoat. I never should have trusted a liar to commit murder. That's what murderers are for. What do you want? Of course I did. I'm not the Lord of Dolve Arn. I'm not even from the Tawili coast. But what does it matter? I only did what I had to do. Don't we all? The Rathir authorities don't have to know. Keep this quiet and let me sail with this galley, and you can have the gold I received for the treasures of Koln. I am a man of my word. Most of the time. No, you wretch! You will rue the day you betrayed Kras. Do you hear me? Come back.
Trading's done in the Pryderi.
That's so then. Well,
Above deck.
stand aside.
Good day to you.
Curios, talismans, items of power.
Oh, there's no use. I've lost the keys. Now Gwalch may'll have my head if I can't think up something fast. Say, you're not good with locks, are you? Would you help a poor fellow who's down on his luck? Well, he's a good enough master, all in all. Sees to it I earn every coin of my wages, though. No standing about, not in his shop. With all these people walking around, you'd figure someone would help me after I lost my keys. Me, Gwalchme calls me lad whenever he wants me, and the others call me hardly anything at all. Just fetch this and lift that. Yes, as in, no need for keys. Ace with a lockpick. Gwalchme wants an old red ledger from the storeroom in the customs house. Oh, I'm afraid they're lost for good. Now, I might have dropped them here, or at Kest's table the other night. But it's just as likely I dropped them in Bracken Bay after I'd had an ale or three at the Seafoam. The chest it's in, that is, yes. Although I don't know which one it is. But it's down there, somewhere. Oh, now don't worry, nothing in the storeroom's seen the light of day in years. No one will mind if you pick a few locks before you find it. Gets these ideas into his head. Needs this old thing, needs that new thing. This time it's shard prices by the decade. Something to do with a deal he is or isn't striking with that Karasta trader. Oh, the things they say about that Lanshi. That she talked a Jotun out of his own hammer once. And another time sold some Varani fool his own silk for twice as much, after cutting it to ribbons and winding it on spools. The Chamber of Trade's on the way to the quays, and the storeroom's off one of the wings. Just pick any lock down there till you find the old ledger. Chamber of Trade basement. Just head toward the quays.
Highness.
My Lady Coriana won't eat. She won't sleep. All on account of a poor, sick Malian. Woe on House Anwan. My poor lady. What grief she's known. Her daughters lost to Cluricon and her husband to the war before that. Her son Malian is all that's left to her, and the only seed of House Anwan. Oh, my masters aren't like some up Spire top. Just one name to our house, thank you very much, and nearly old as Rathir at that. There are but 2 left of Anwan blood. One soon enough if young Master Malian does not mend. Poor boy, he sleeps and tosses and turns. From the things he says under his breath, his dreams must be ghastly things. The healers say bad blood, but my lady swears it's poison. He sleeps and sleeps, but he's never any better. Well, it's hard to say. The healers are no use. You could go to her yourself and ask. No harm in that. You'll find my lady in the house, by poor Malian's side, most likely. The young master's sickness, yes. He's the last one living, what with the others dead in the war. Here, in House Anwan. She spends most of her time by poor young Malian's sickbed. Do help my lady if you can.
Orbicant Hall.
You are of our kind, but not of Rathir, no. You've been very long away. I am Eland Karth. You are welcome here in Rathir.
The Watch sees all in Rathir. City Watch, move along.
I say, don't ruin
Students
it.
of magic, masters of spells. Curios, clasps, staves, and robes, all of the highest quality. So long. Curios, talismans, items.
Greetings.
This is the Sage Crafting Table. I can help you with gems and shards and the like. If you want general goods, you should speak to Master Gwalchmay over there. So long.
You have come to Gwalchmay's goods, provisioner to all Rathir, to high and low, great house and sparrow alike. Come again.
Oh, excuse me. Hello.
Did my parents send you? Are you some sort of new instructor? You're not an instructor? I thought they might have sent another. They've had Majessa here for almost a year now. She does always get me to attend to her lessons somehow, though I'm not sure how she does it. I know what they want. They want to marry me to some snotty, spoiled son of another great house. Then I can become Maewyn Wyvern Gif Fiddlestuffs. I suppose it's nice enough, but then I wouldn't know. I have nothing to compare it to. I don't know which is worse, the snotty wyverns or the foolish fawning gifts. What is this? Have my parents seen this? Oh, Lunala's starry smile, yes, yes, and yes! To Chloracon, think of it! They won't like it when they hear, but what can they do? Buy me out of it? No, not this time. Thank you, stranger. Thank you! Imagine, right in the thick of the war, and me with a sylvan spear, facing red-eyed howling Tuatha. And life beyond the spire.
Hello. Oh, excuse me. Oh, such a state. a nightmare it is.
Orbicart Hole.
Praise Lyria, goddess of magic, fate, and mystery. Do you seek fate weaving? See Priestess Serranum.
Tell me, what brings you to this sacred place? For prayer? For the weaving of your fate? Or for the orison? It is said that our goddess is the goddess of magic, but by so being, she is goddess at the heart of things, of mystery, and the true weaver of fate. There is something peculiar about you. The threads are... But you know of this, don't you? Then you are the one. I had heard rumors, but never thought... Well, it is good to meet you. You have drawn Lyria's attention. May I look into your cards? This temple was founded by Bayala Tiran herself, mother and prophetess of our people. It was High Priestess Tiran who led our people from Glen Sutton. It was she who found Rathir. It was she who sheltered and guided us, who made us who we are. Where were you raised, child, that you do not know this? It is 3 tasks, performed in devotion to Lyria by any who desire her blessing. Sojourn, service, and giving. They wind from outward to inward, and from the depths of our history to this very moment. It is no idle turn of phrase. Though you gave of yourself to earn it, your gain will be greater than the sacrifice. You began when you entered this temple. The first task is the sojourn. Have this. It is an amphora. With it, travel to the 3 springs blessed by Priestess Tiran on her sojourn from the north. Fill the amphora with some of each spring. 1 is just outside Rathir, a 2nd in Lower Gallifall. The 3rd is in Snowmelt Pass. Bring the amphora I gave you to each of the 3 sacred springs. They are just north of... When you are done, return to me.
The goddess watch over you.
Welcome to our temple. I am a daughter of Lyria, one of many sons and daughters who have devoted themselves here. My station is to look after the relics sacred to our order. Sadly, many of the relics we once had are now lost. It has left so many scars on our city, our souls, and the land beyond. Nor has it stopped taking life. The goddess of magic, fate, mysteries. We believe that order and chaos are how others want the world to be. But Lyria is concerned with what is, and what can truly change it. True wisdom is knowing the one and grasping the other. All are welcome here to pray, to reflect and find peace. If you seek fate weaving or the orison, you should speak with the High Priestess. Priestess Serranum oversees the temple. Though her station is high, she is gracious and open to all who visit. She will weave your fate if you ask, or lead you on the sacred ritual we call the orison. You should speak with her if you wish to know more. When the war first came, we sent one out to every stronghold keep. This served 2 purposes. It brought faith and strength to our soldiers there, and if Rathir fell, some relics might still remain. We have announced a gold reward for their return, but sadly, none have yet come back to us. Please do. There are at least 6 that I know of, sent to the major strongholds of the plains of Arethel. Bring any you find to me. Lyria rewards those in her favor. The great Alfar strongholds of Arethel are Dolve Arn, Verki, Rithen, Candrian, Dolve Whale, and Corgan Hold. You did! This is wonderful! May the fortunes of Lyria be upon you. They were primarily sent to the strongholds of the plains of Arethel, but any that you find will be gladly welcomed and thanked with gold. Goodbye.
A state.
This here is no entry, I'm afraid.
Yes? They have delved earthward, where we have lifted high. They think no one watches them because they are thus sheltered. The deeper they dig, the higher we will rise.
Lyria, light your way.
House Anwan would look down on any new great...
Good day.
Greetings.
I've been providing goods to the Order for over a decade. What's your interest? Largest city on the continent. At least, it was once, before the gnomes refused to quit adding to Odessa. Worked here my whole life. I've seen things shocking enough to make you blind. It takes a certain kind to last long in this order, I think. I provide all members of the Scholia Arcana with the tools and items their training might require of them. Goodbye.
Good day.
Hello.
Good day. Alchemy is about creating something worth more than the sum of its parts. Be well.
Please, I already announced the results of the latest examination. If you missed them, consult one of the other students. Remember, everyone be sure to do the reading.
Good day. Greetings. Good day.
You think this made you hesitate is lost. You must be confident. You must strike. Ah! A newly recruited student. Welcome. Please join us. We're simply preparing for some field research. There are a number of advantages to basing ourselves in Rathir. The plains are among the most magical of the regions in these lands. And we receive special patronage from the Orbicant, the rules of Rathir. The purposes of furthering the study of magic. Magic is reaching all races. If we do not know what its limitations and strengths are, then we are in for darker times. I oversee the training of initiates here in the Rathir chapter. Defensive work, mostly, to protect themselves while doing research or going on expeditions. Part of the training involves sending initiates to Gloam Thicket, a Fey Hollow and a Katha. It gives my pupils first-hand experience with Fey magics. Now that I think of it, I believe you're overdue for some field research yourself. Care to investigate? I try to give the initiates some perspective on the scope and types of magic. Part of this involves seeing the magic of the Fey. Gloam Thicket was an ideal spot for them to observe Fey magic. But lately, they haven't been returning. Something's preying on the initiates. Like I said, it's in the Akatha. Given the environment and the presence of Morgan, I'd say a Banshane priestess has awakened. Dangerous things. I suggest fireballs to the head repeatedly until it stops moving. It's nestled in the flooded plains of Akatha. Never used to be more than Morgan there. Now it's something more serious. Find the Banshane priestess that's killing our initiates, and put it down. Hello. Good day. Are you here for the evaluation? I've already administered the written copies. This will have to be an oral exam. I oversee the library in the Rathir chapter. Many walk the road of knowledge, but I make sure they do so in an orderly manner. The Rathir chapter has some of the finest collections of manuscripts in the plains of Erethel. I guarantee it. Were it so easy to summarize an institution like the Scholia Arcana in a few short words, books, I think, do it slightly more justice. Members of all ranks, regardless of their skill, must always know the value of research and perception. I understand your studies with us are a unique situation, so let's consider this practice. Take this book, read it, and understand what it means to be part of our order. The Omnibus Arcana is a staple of the education in our institution. All first-year students are given a copy to study. The lessons involve an introduction to the rigors of studying magic, as well as the value of applying yourself to your studies. Each book is different for every user, but they all impart the same basic knowledge. This is the Omnibus Arcana. It is a magical text that holds the collected knowledge of our order. It is also imbued with a certain form of intelligence. Follow its directions as you would my own. This is an introductory text given to all first-year students. It's considered canon. The test begins in the courtyard. From there, you're on your own. What? Oh, right.
Hello.
Them laid out for the General's inspection. And not a stain anywhere, do you understand? The locksmith pledge shield Fennin, you say? Stole my key, had it copied, handed it to the enemy? We must confront her at once. Hurry! Henry! Seize her! Pledgeshield Fennin's in the cells now. Go see if she'll talk. We've got to get to the bottom of this. What concerns me is whether anything else was stolen. It's not as if I've got an inventory of what's down there. Hardly fair to hold her accountable when my own key was stolen. Best to forgive and forget all around, I think. Ought to have worn the damn thing around my neck. Or stationed guards outside my quarters. Never thought it would come to that. Yes, yes indeed. The duty's yours. I think she will tell us what she knows.
They're taking recruits in Delentarth.
Pledge shield.
She went willingly enough. Strange, that. Right then.
There she is, right there. Right then.
I'll confess. I know I can never make amends for the deaths I've caused. But I will try. I stole the key and had it copied. I gave it to... He swore he worked for the Alfar army, that this could end the war. I knew they were stealing powerful things from that vault. But he said the Warsworn were refusing to use them in the war against the Fae, so we could keep getting paid to fight. A man named Elben Merok. I knew him from... That does not matter. He said he's a soldier in Tawili, though we always met pretty far south of the barracks, near the way into the marsh. I knew Elben from a time before the Warsworn. When he first came to me, I wouldn't even speak to him. But he kept at it, telling lies, offering hope for an end to the war that has so troubled my heart. Brian was a mentor. He was my champion, and I betrayed him. My sister, my brother, all fought and died in Chloricon. I thought what I did would help end it, not let slip Niskaru and Dalentarth. What have I done? Stealing the key was the hardest part. Every moment I was sure he would return and notice it missing. Once the original was returned and I had the copy, there was nothing to it. No one suspected quiet little Livia. That's what the mages in Brigand Hall called themselves? I've never heard the word before. In the army, as I said. The only place I've ever seen him is with his friends, where Tawili joins Akatha. Let old Shane down and you'll end up like 9...
Given this turn of events, you are to find this Merok character. Extract from him what you can. I have other work for Gwyn. Meet her in Rathir when you're done. First, I will have her tend to that vault. High time it was cleaned and catalogued. After that, these mages call themselves Farlungi, right? I'd like to see what kind of footprints that name leaves behind. Did you see the look on her face when we seized her? Hard to tell if it was more fear or relief. Follow the trail, Warsworn. Someone copied that key and stole who knows how many artifacts from our vault. Go as far as you can to find them, then meet up with Gwyn in Rathir. Or the army. Help with the war. My gods!
Sworn to war?